Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is No Dust here, and we're going to resume our No Epic Legendary or Adventure card ladder climb. So last time we ended at a rank 16, 2 stars. Let's hop back into things. We're doing pretty well, and I think some of that has got to do with luck, honestly, and some of that has got to do with the presence of Reno. There have been multiple videos about Reno, and I'll put some in the show notes. And Reno actually really slows down the metagame, which I really like, and it allows this sort of mid-rangey value rogue to exist, independent of. I mean, although this rogue isn't too bad against Face Hunter, it becomes very strong against things like Shaman, against things like not Dragon Priest, things like that. Basically, all the new cards from League of Explorers are mixing up the metagame, causing it to slow down, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing for climbing because people are piloting decks that generally they have less experience with. They haven't neck decked this stuff before. It's not proven to be rank 1 legendary. Next season there'll be a whole bunch of net decks who just take the rank 1 legendary formula and just run with it. That's fine. That's fair enough. You gotta do what you gotta do, my friend. Okay, I will save the charge against Shaman. Having two charges. Sorry, having two power charges is insane against the Shaman hero power. And I don't care if you clear this, it's fine. No, I don't really care about your little spiderlings. It's not a problem. Okay. Okay, well, we have a very good answer for that. And I think I will spend the fan here, just allowing me to get an easy clear on the Flame Tongue. Flame Tongue got 0 value, whilst I cleared it for 3 mana. Well, like I drew a card, cleared it for 3 mana. The issue here is that I don't have anything on the board, but neither does he, and I can challenge any totem he plays with my 3/2. I mean, sorry, with my 2/1 weapon. And it's fine. I think that I just developed this lady. Weak to Earthshock, but I don't know, would you have Mulligan Earthshock in this hand? Would you have Earthshock in this deck? Golden Shaman, perhaps, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, just talking about Reno, Crypt has made a video about how Reno is very good for the metagame, and I very much agree. So there'll be a link in the show notes as to, the existence of Reno makes the Face Hunter's jobs much harder. Okay, what am I doing here? I think that I just play straight up Shadow Pan. Yeah. I don't need to swing here. This plus this is insane. If he develops more 2 health minions, or develops more totemic calls, or he drops a Tuskar totemic, it becomes insane. So it's worth keeping this 2 attack charge. Interesting. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I am confused. I don't think it's worth a fan here. I think I go these 2. I probably should have drawn. Well, yeah, I should have drawn. So I should have done that first, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. I go these 2. He's overloaded by 1 the next turn. We got a very strong board. This is fairly strong against Lightning Storm. Obviously he can Elemental Destruction, but that will kill his own totem, and it will overload him quite significantly. Also, developing this makes it as if I have a 2 attack weapon. Not anymore, but forcing a 2 overload Lava Burst onto that is always a good thing. Okay, and I think I just develop a number of smaller guys here. Don't need the life gain. And I will use the 3 attack on the totem. It's very important to keep a Shaman's board clear. As we saw before, he played a Flame Tongue, and it did nothing. He probably has a second Flame Tongue. He or she, sorry. I shouldn't assume this is a male or a female. My opponent probably has a second Flame Tongue in hand. This looks like a Tunnel Trog deck. You've got so much... Is it worth an Assassinate? This is a 4-drop. But he overloaded himself to do this. Is it worth an Assassinate? What would I do? Yeah, I think it is worth an Assassinate. Let's go. It allows me to develop my board There didn't appear to be... Okay, this is how much health? 2 health. This gains 2... Okay, I think I'm going to heal the Shadow Pan. I have Blade Flurry in hand, but I'm not likely to Blade Flurry a 1-attack weapon. So I think I will bank on this. I'll bank on not using this next turn. I'll probably next turn will be Sunwalker weapon up. Yeah. So Crypt did a video on. Yeah, Sunwalker will do a lot of work here. Crypt did a video on. Oh, okay, that's not bad. This works too. Just ignore the little... Oh, should I ignore the little buggers? No. That was your entire turn. That's fine. Like, you might Lightning Storm, you might Thingo, but killing the little guys means you can't totem them, you can't buff them with totems. You know, I take a little bit of damage to my board, but there's still a lot of threat here, and you're forced to hex this, which means you can't hex this. And you're forced to hex a minion which already gained value, which is very much fine for me. Backstab. Is it worth a backstab? Is it worth a backstab? Yeah, let's do it. He's only got 2 cards left. And I'll develop the more powerful minion, and I will swing. We're both fairly low on resources. I'm going to need my sprint or some other source of card draw. Yeah, the Shaman may win out at the end of the day because of how powerful, how good the hero power is. But it really depends on whether I draw into my sprint or draw into something else. 1 hex was used, so that's fine. This challenges the Azure Drake very, very neatly. Okay, Totem Gold is fine. I'm not really concerned about that. And generally you want to totem first, so to see what you actually picked up from the totem. Yeah, this is fine. I think I saved the clear. So what I do now is I weapon up, power the weapon. I could hit clear actually. Is it worth hit clearing? Is it worth hit clearing? No, there's not enough threat on the board. I could always flurry again. I have a second Buccaneer in here. I have an oil in here. I think that's the main thing. Oil and Buccaneer. I have a deadly in here, I think. So there are ways to... Yeah, so you're forced to double clear into my... Always do that first. You could have gotten an extra point of damage. Yeah, this is a higher value play because I saved this for oil. Yeah, this is good. Having a board against Shaman is so important because then you can use your... Like, with Rogue, I can use this to trade into any of the non-attacking totems that all have 2 health, 0 attack, and I can use my weapon and sacrifice 1 health point to attack the Searing Totem or whatever it's called, the one that's just basically a dude. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, Iron Beak. I don't know if it's worth Iron Beaking that. I don't know. Seems a little wasteful, honestly. Oh god, okay. Well, you know, I'll take it. That was nice. That was nice. Clear the if the only thing on the board is the healing totem, you can leave it up. But if you have a choice between clearing the healing totem, I mean, obviously sometimes you know we want to clear the healing totem because there's a bunch of things that will get healed by it if you leave it up. But if the only thing on the board is the spell power totem, it's useful to clear that one because the Shaman may be holding, you know, perhaps a lightning storm or some sort of spell powered nonsense that yeah, I can do this. I can do this. Hit. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's control. We always control. We always be controlling the board. Always be controlling the board. And it looks like he's just waiting to draw into Lightning Storm. And that's okay. I think as he waits to draw into Lightning Storm, I'm waiting to draw into Sprint. So it depends on who gets what first. If I get Sprint first, I think the game should be mine because I'll be picking up like Sap and Eviscerate and things like that. You're forced to spend a Crackle on my anti-heal, but that's not great. which means you don't have AoE board clear in your hand. You have something else in your hand. It's not the greatest card. See, this sort of shows why I don't put 2 copies of certain cards in hand. If like, I draw the sap now, yeah, but next turn, if I only have 1 copy of sap in my deck, I won't be drawing another copy of sap. Out of these 10 cards, I know that one of these is not sap anymore. If I have 2 copies of sap in my deck, that's not the best lighting spot. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, if I have 2 copies of sap in my deck, I could quite feasibly draw into double sap. Like sap, pick up another sap, and it's just like that's so painful sometimes. It just hurts. It just hurts my soul when I double top deck into sap. See, because I didn't have a sap, it increased the chances of me picking up a minion that was more useful. Same logic goes for. Okay, let me write a note. Talks about why not 2 copies is best IMO. Same goes for things like sprint, things like oil. Shredder is excellent, and I'm not very concerned about, not overly concerned about this thing getting out of control. He's only got 1 card in his hand. This thing is good in the early game. You pick it up, you know, 10 on 10 mana. You've only got 2 cards in your hand. You're not doing much with it. You know, my Shredder challenges it very neatly. It's just problematic for him. Yeah, it's fine. And if it gets too big, I always have the sap. Not really worth sapping that. But if I manage to... Okay. So you're desperate. You are desperate. You're going to sack them both into... Yeah. I wouldn't run Bloodlust in this sort of deck. But hey, you know, gotta do... people are experimenting. People are experimenting. Here is our sprint, just as was promised. And I think we can finish. This is 6. Yeah, we can finish. Whoop. So we're still doing pretty strong. I'm happy about the progress of this deck. Are we still win-streaking? We are still win-streaking. That's one of the best feelings. You know, you win-streak into things like, you know, you can just keep climbing. If you're lucky, you just keep climbing. We're at 15. I'm very happy with that. And we're going to get some more dust, but I don't think we'll get enough dust to buy another pack. So let's buy a pack now. Again, my pack opening strategy is at the start of the next video. Still looking for SI7s. Still looking for a second Eviscerate. So another classic. Here we go. Yeah, I really do think classic is best for Rogue until you pick up those SI7s. Yeah, I'll have a look at the list later. Okay, let's hop back into another game. Okay, against Hunter. I think I throw all of this back. Hunters are a fairly rare breed, I think, on the ladder these days. Mostly thanks to Reno. Very much thanks to Reno, and that's definitely Blizzard responding to aggressive decks. Okay. Do I coin weapon? That's always a tough decision. Coin weapon. What would I do on turn 2? I can play this. Yeah. This gives me this gains charge. I'm taking 4 damage. It's fine. I have tempo on the board. I get to develop this to clear whatever 2 attack thing he has. I get to develop this to buff up my weapon next turn. Not super I mean, we both have decent starts. I mean, I can't see his hand. But you're starting with a Leponome. That's probably... Oh, well, that's not the most decent start, actually, because I have a very simple clear. So, yeah, that's not too bad. And I think I hold my weapon. I want to play this next turn, and I want to have the flexibility of the 1 attack. I know usually I say that it's a face race against Hunter, especially this type of Hunter. But... controlling a board to a certain extent is still quite important. Like if you play Zulok, if you play what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Is it a bear? You know, in this case, I think I will weapon up. I'm guessing explosive since it's a face hunter deck. I gain the value from the Buccaneer. Yep, that's explosive, that's fine. Gain the value from the Buccaneer, swing at your face for 2, and, well yeah, the Buccaneer, although the Buccaneer died and I took 2 damage, he took the entire turn developing Explosive Trap, it's fine. We're a little behind, obviously, but that is the way against Hunters. Yeah, this is Face Hunter all the way. I'm going to need to find some taunt or find some sort of... that's exactly what I was looking for. And I will protect my Tazdingo. Means that he has to spend the second charge plus something else that might otherwise go to my face to deal with the Tazdingo. Yeah, that's fine too. That's fine too. Spending that silence. I would have animal comped first. You didn't swing, you have a trap in hand, don't you? And I will clear the animales. And we picked up an earthen ring, so that's very handy. Very handy to throw off his maths. He's only got one card. There may be a quick shot in hand. So he's going to play this, quick shot something. But gaining 3 health means that the quick shot does a lot less. Like gaining even a little bit of health when you're low on health, it's all about percentage health. Really, quick shot, yeah? Chomp quick shot, I understand that. You're just going for it. I see that, I see that. I need a push. There may be like an unleash in hand. I just need a push. I need to be aggressive as I can. He's got no board. He's counting on some sort of like this or the next card being 3 damage plus 2, and Chomp will do it. Quick shot will do it. So it's quite risky, but I have to do this. Otherwise, I'm gonna die. I mean, I'm gonna die anyway. But we'll see. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. These things happen. The silence on the engine. How could I play that a little better? I don't think I could have played that any better. I think it's just you run into Face Hunter and you're forced to clear. I probably could have spent a sap, honestly, like sap on one of the Leponones. Maybe it's should have thought more about that. Anyway, let's hop into the next game. Yeah, so I'm just thinking about why I lost that game, and that quick shot definitely helped. The chomp to the face, quick shot to draw a card. So sap versus, is sap useful versus quick shot? Because sapping something back to hand means they can't get the quick shot value as quickly as possible. It may actually be worthwhile. Like if you think it's a quick shot hunter versus a face hunter with quick shot, is it worth sapping? Just sapping anything? Sapping anything? Is that worthwhile? Is it worthwhile doing? Just sapping anything? I don't know. I don't know. This is fine. You spent the coin to clear Buccaneer. I'm asking you again. I'm taxing you again to ping the loot hoarder. Now, climbing this high so quickly, we may actually need to spend some time looking at our deck and looking at what we need to change and add to our deck. MCT is vulnerable to Frostbolt. This thing is not. I mean, this is vulnerable to Frostbolt, but feels much worse for my major opponent. Vulnerable to Arcane Missiles, however, and we haven't seen what deck this is. It feels like it could be Freeze Mage, just given the line of play. Ping ping, first 2 turns. Feels like Freeze Mage. Okay, not Freeze Mage. Feels more like Tempo Mage. Yeah. So the Arcane Missiles. That's like I said. It's quite vulnerable to Arcane Missiles. Interesting. 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 I'm not clearing that. I'm not clearing that. I think I just play the MCT and I ask him to trade me. Yeah, not the most dynamic hand here. Plus, this can draw out the mirror entity if it so happens to be a mirror entity. Yep. It's not mirror entity, then I'll just develop this. Not looking great this game. The mage is saving up a whole bunch of cards. The only thing we've seen is Arcane Missile and Mad Scientist, and you traded the Mad Scientist in, which is some pretty heads-up play. Okay, it's not mirror entity, so I'm not afraid of playing the Sunwalker. It's not something. It's not Ice Barrier because I attacked your face. I'm feeling some sort of spell-based secret. Spell-based secret. Or a Death Rattle based secret. I haven't cleared anything on your board yet. It could also be some sort of Echo Mage, something like that. Yeah, I'm thinking Death Rattle based secret. Or it could always be an Ice Block. But a deck that runs Arcane Missiles, would you have an Ice Block? I don't think so. I think a deck that runs Arcane Missiles is a tempo deck. Okay, that's fine. I think that's worth. Yeah. Let's do the Assassinate. Duplicate? That's fine, that's fine. Because you play it, it's a 6 mana card. You play it, I can sap it. And that slows down. Like, if you play it on turn 7, I sap your turn 7. Play it on turn 8, I sap your turn... I mean, you know, turn 8, I should have enough resources on the board to deal with it. So this is actually pretty good. Duplicate on super slow minions is a little problematic for the mage. Well, that's what I think, but we have not won the game yet, so I need to actually put my money where my mouth is and actually win this game before.
Justice shall prevail.
I'm gonna push for damage.
Here we go.
Yeah. Now, if you can't play that again, there has to be some sort of ooh, nice MCT. That was good actually. That was good for that to burn. There may be another MCT in hand. You could possibly run double MCT. It's not something that I would put in my deck because, like I said last game, double MC. Is this a blizzard? Yep, this is a blizzard. It's fine. It's fine.
Here we go.
Is it some sort of like half? Is there a flame strike now? All I need is an eviscerate will win me the game. A sprint will win me the game. There's so many things that will win me the game. So he's sitting on the edge, and there could be a Reno. There's the Reno. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So it's like a strange Reno run a copy of everything. So there's no more. There's no more blizzards. There's no more MCTs. Yeah, so I pushed hard and I forced the Reno out. That's not necessarily a total disaster, but I don't have as much experience playing against Reno decks. So let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. I really need that sprint. Like, Auto Barber helps too. Auto Barber helps too. So you have one copy of Flame Strike in your deck. I can still pressure you because I still have a very powerful board. This board deals a lot of damage per turn. I can still pressure you. We could easily force out a Flame Strike. So Reno doesn't save you unless you can follow it up with some sort of board clear. Okay, so this is like a freeze, Reno, everything under the sun deck. Interesting. Flame Cannon. Okay, you got 2 fireballs in hand. Interesting. Interesting. I will sprint first. And I will do this to clear. It's a little awkward, actually. You know what? I don't think I can win if I go face. If I clear the Archmage, I have to go face. I have to force the fireballs to be used on my guys. I don't think I can win either way, but I really don't think I can win if I spend both of these guys clearing the Archmage. In which case, I don't know if it was the best idea to. Okay, so he's not going to be fireballing too much this turn. That's fine. Interesting. I can do this. I can Weapon Tinkers. I think Weapon Tinkers is going to have to be the play here. And double clear, yeah. Now there are fireballs in hand. I'm very low. Oh, my opponent is also fairly low. Yeah, the Antonidas getting a ton of value is basically what turned this game. So this is like a stall control Antonidas deck. There's no freeze. I mean, there's like minor freeze elements, but not like full on freeze. This is a stall, like a Reno stall deck. Like, this is the type of deck that creates problems for face hunters. Like a face hunter would have a fair amount of trouble with this deck. I'm having a fair amount of trouble with this deck. This is, I mean, okay, so I think the more Renos that are run on the ladder, the more you want. Okay, are you changing your hero power? Really? Really? I would keep that. I like that. Okay, that works. I like that hero power. Eviscerate. Is that? I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. But I think I have to make the straight up play. I have to eviscerate face. I have to go. I have to go for it. this is going to either draw out a fireball or draw out... Like, it's probably going to be fireball, this thing hits my face, fireball. I think I'm dead. But it's hard to say. I have to go for it. Like, you know, otherwise, what are you going to do? You're going to play defensively, the mage has two more fireballs in hand. It's not going to work. Yeah. So it's come down to this. I mean, if the mage didn't get the Reno off, it definitely would have been a different game. But the Reno dragged out the game long enough so that the Antonidas could get some pretty nice value. Okay, I think we're done. Yeah, hit fireball. Yeah, let's just see if you actually have the fireballs. Yep, I think we're done. Second fireball. Yep, there it is. Well, interesting. So we reached 15, and obviously things change at 15. I do think things change at 15. Fins. Lucky we haven't run into any Fin paladins. So let me actually look at my collection. I do want to increase the power of the collection a little bit. What would have helped in that situation? Against Reno, just a tiny bit more. Oh, I don't know. I think I could probably take out Bloodsail. Bloodsail doesn't do a lot. Actually, Dark Iron doesn't do a lot. Dark Iron is not one of my faves. And since the metagame is slowing down, I could consider running more 6-drops. Things such as Argent Commander. Argent Commander is actually really good against things like Reno because, well, he does repetitive damage and he costs a lot of removal to get rid of. But I would be sacrificing my early game, and I don't really want to sacrifice too much of my early. I mean, I'll be sacrificing my. So, say I take out the Dark Iron. How does my curve? Yeah, I probably want another 4-drop. Argus. I like Argus. I could also consider. Where's my dust? Did I spend my dust? Oh god. I thought I. Oh no! There's golden nonsense for me to get rid of. Phew. You know what? Why can't I do this still? Anyway. Let's see the commons and rares that we have. I'm going to disenchant the golden copies of stuff because we don't need the golden copies of stuff. Well, actually, let's see if we have any epics. No. Okay. Yep. This is going. This is second copy of Drake. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not unless I'm desperate. So for 4 drops, I will put in an Argus actually. Just the way that my deck looks at the moment, with a lot of early game power. If I can drop the Argus on 4, and there's a number of other things that will synergize with the Argus on 4. If you guys haven't seen before, MCT Argus is a huge 7-mana play. If they if they drop a boom and you get to MCT, even one of the boom bots, and then you buff it up, it's ridiculous. It's like a huge sweep, and any deck can have MCT Argus, which is like a really interesting thing you can do to just swing the board. You know, classes like Shaman could probably make good use of it because you can MCT, and the Argus is good in Shaman anyway because you've got totems and so on and so forth. Anyway, enough rambling. I have my Argus. I'm going to put the Argus into the deck. So plus Argus minus. Well, what the hell is Dark Iron? Equals plus 100 dust minus 40 dust equals net 60 dust. We got a net 60 dust gain with the Argus. And I think, like I said, the Argus will be very useful in this slower metagame. Also quite useful against Hunters. It's just like a high value card. If you can land it on 2 minions, even just 1 is okay. It's a high value card, and you know, me having 3 1-drops definitely empowers the Argus, makes it more reliable. Okay, so I will disappear briefly before we finish up into the YouTube vortex and update my deck list. Okay, I have returned, and please let me know if the list is looking off or if it's incorrect. I'm seeing the Argus here. Yeah, looks fine. So yeah, please let me know. And we will open this pack next time, as I usually do. And let me bring up, for 1 second, things are going a little bit astray. Let me bring up The ending screen. Okay, so thanks in advance, guys, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. All those good things. I do this for the love, and any gestures of appreciation are much appreciated. Hope you guys have a lovely day and a lovely week back at work. I say that non-sarcastically. Anyway, this is No Dust signing off. See you next time.